Okay, that was fast. Faster than I expected. Probably about 5 minutes, wouldn't you say? Hi. I'm doing this with my cell phone again because I don't have a suitable camera or a suitable computer to properly live stream. So pardon the jiggles. And then I just had to run down to our business and get some parts that I need. And now I hope that I'll get everything set up properly on my laptop. In hindsight, maybe 1 a.m. or 1 p.m. was a little bit too soon. And now I'm hot. All right. Now I kind of set it up like Kerry Holzman does his streams, and I might need to adjust things because I haven't set the camera up like this before ever. Let's back you up a little bit. I'll try loading this in my YouTube channel. And I haven't been watching the comments, so I don't know what you guys have said. All right. That's pretty good. Let's mute my laptop. And then pat the sweat off of my head. I was doing some running. I set the hourglass up, but I still had to run down to our business and get some things. Like I had down there a wireless keyboard, so I'll use that for the setup, and wireless USB because my motherboard doesn't have wireless on it, and batteries. All right. I did not plan on wearing the Superman shirt, really. I was planning on wearing my other shirt, but now I'm hot. Let me set up the fan so I can cool down a little. There we go. That'll work. All right. Let's check out the comments. Yes, I got my tools up here too. Christian #1 Farley, good job on being first. Hello to those in Switzerland and Kenya and the UK and West Virginia. And everybody saying hi to me. That's fantastic. I'm going to move the camera a little bit over this way and rearrange my lights so that when I'm looking at my computer, it's not so much that I'm looking away from you guys. In Michigan. All right. Yes, it would have been fun if I had the turbine quite up and running to the point where I could power it with, or power my computer with the turbine. And I had thought about that. Lithuania, wow, welcome. All right. So did you guys like the hourglass? I just thought that was an interesting thing that I had sitting out. It was a little bit short though. Yes, multi-core computing should be fun. Welcome, Stoops402. It's been a long time since I saw you last. Not really. Hello, Rocket Test in Butler, PA. You're not that far away. Yes, I have the 3600, and apparently I'm live and caught up on the comments. I guess we can begin. Oh wait, let me add in the comments links to everything for this video. I put them all in a post on my community tab. So I'm just going to copy and paste them over from that. This is something that I had planned on doing before the stream was started, but here we are doing it now. Okay. Save, good. All right, I have updated the description, so if you refresh the page, you should be able to see links to everything that I have in the build. Yep, there they are. And I'm still cooling off. One thing about our house, it has no drafts, and it's like always wearing a sweater. It's just a very warm and comfortable house. I think that light's okay. You might want to point it up. Yeah, I'll point it up a little bit. My face is a little bit dark in the video, and even though we have decent light from the front windows, I set up my softbox as a little bit of a fill. I'll turn off the range hood too. William's asking about refresh rate on the monitor. It's FreeSync, but it's only good to like 75 hertz. Again, this is an editing computer, not a gaming computer, not a big gamer, so that wasn't a priority. And the graphics card is a little bit underpowered for driving that monitor with like AAA games, I guess they would be called. I'm not a big gamer, again. So this graphics card, this is a 1660 Super. You can see there, it's good for like 1080p gaming. That's what I guess its market is built for, but that's not my use. So I have roided out on my processor and my RAM and my SSD more than my graphics card, because I need more power than I need resolution and frame rate, if that makes sense. So I guess we can go over the stuff that I have selected here. This is a mid-range motherboard capable of supporting, this processor, this RAM, that SSD. But the MSI, the Max versions, are good for the new version of the Ryzen. The Ryzen, this is a 3600. So this motherboard with the Max is good for the 3600 series. Some of the non-Max motherboards don't necessarily support the 3 series Ryzen out of the box, and some of them require like a BIOS update, and sometimes that works and sometimes it doesn't. So I just avoided that whole mess. I spent a little bit more, and I got one that's compatible out of the box. Ryzen 5 3600. I don't even know what, 6-core 12-thread. It's a lot. I'm not a huge computer geek. This is probably the second or third computer I've built. The last computer I built, 2007 maybe, 2006, and it had a AMD like Athlon 3600 single core, single thread, and no graphics card. That was actually just a storage server that I built. The power supply, I just got a kind of a budget one. I had originally selected a more expensive one, but they weren't shipping in time, and I was like, well, screw it, I can get this one, it'll be here on time. So that's what I got. It's a Corsair CX550. Should be plenty of power for this. Memory, 16 gigabytes of DDR4, 3600 megahertz. Again, fast. 16 gigabytes in 2 sticks. And this motherboard has 4 slots, so I can upgrade in the future if I want to spend the extra $100 if I'm running into bottlenecks with what I have. SSD 970 Evo Plus, one of my viewers recommended this. I forget his name, I'm sorry, I would shout out to you right now. NVMe M.2, so this should be plenty fast for loading any video files. 500 gigabyte. I have I should turn my notifications off on my phone, I'm sorry, that's loud. So this is 500 gigabytes. I have an 8 terabyte external that I back up all my video to. And then I also have that backing up to Backblaze with an unlimited account. So that's what I have for my storage. Graphics card, this is a Gigabyte. I don't think the brand really matters that much besides if they bin high or bin low. Binning is a term for cherry picking the best processors of a batch from the manufacturer. And this is a 1660 Super. So this is the same as a 1660, except, yeah, the Super, you get GDDR6 memory. So it'll be faster memory. The same guy that recommended upgrading to this recommended a 1660 Ti, which is a little bit older of a processor, but still valid. And he said you get more for it, but it's also, I think it's like $40 more expensive. So this is sufficient. I saved 40 bucks. Case NZXT H510. This has the red accent. It's a small size that supports a full ATX motherboard. I wanted to go micro ATX or even ITX, but all of that equipment, especially in the motherboard front, is just more expensive. And the cases can be expensive too. So I just went with a full-size case, but it's still a compact full-size case. The monitor there is a 27-inch 1440p 75 hertz FreeSync. So I should have a lot of resolution to work with, and probably in the future I'm going to upgrade to a second monitor, either one of these or a bigger one, or a smaller one that'll be on the side. So this will be like my primary monitor, or maybe in the future this would be relegated to secondary monitor. We'll see how that goes in the future. 58 viewers, that's pretty good. Christoph, 48. If you guys want to watch some more Hydro videos and you know French, I think it's French, Christoph 48 has a whole lot of videos on a Pelton turbine, I think it is. That's very similar to mine. Let me turn those notifications off. Okay, sorry about that. Shouldn't have any issues with notification sounds anymore. All right. William's asking about all AMD. So this is an NVIDIA card. And it's my understanding that these are generally good enough better for video editing because of CUDA cores. I don't know what a CUDA core is, but that's what I've read. It's better for it. And then the AMD processor is just more bang for the buck. Also, I praise them for their naming scheme, which actually makes a lot more sense than Intel. Although NVIDIA I've heard has stupid naming schemes too. Just gonna check the comments real quick and then dig into it. And you guys are asking what resolution this is. This is a 1440p, which is, I don't know what that would be. QHD? No, I don't know. 1440p, that's what they're commonly known as. Now, I haven't built a computer in, again, 12 years, but I generally keep up on the industry. Like I watch Linus Tech Tips a lot. So I don't think I'll need any help from you guys, but you're there if I need you. I know that. Let's set this on the floor to get it out. Okay, let's recently. I had asked in a previous post on YouTube if I should be doing this kind of like a winging it, where I don't verify that anything works before doing the video, and everybody said to wing it. So I'm winging it. We're going to try to go all the way through the build and installing Windows. I have that preloaded on a USB stick. So we'll see if we can load Windows 2 and make a comment on my channel with this guy. I don't know how long it'll take, so maybe make some popcorn. I'm going to set these aside because I don't quite need them yet. It's my understanding that I should start with the motherboard and getting the CPU in. Oh, before the CPU goes in, making sure that the standoffs that are in the case match up to the motherboard. No, I'm not using an anti-static strip. It's actually, I feel somewhat unnecessary. Also, it's pretty humid in here right now. So do I need I could put a fancy badge on it. SATA cables, don't need those. A little tiny screw, I'm not sure. Oh, M.2, so I will need that. Drivers. Case standoff, okay. I'll need that, and now, I don't have a preference on cases. I really just like the look of this, and a lot of people use these cases, so why not me too? Yeah, that's pretty easy. It's tempered glass, so that'll be nice. Less prone to scratches. And I may move you guys closer to, I'm not sure how this bottom panel comes off, or if it even comes off at all. No, it doesn't. It looks like it's riveted on. But the back panel comes off, so do that. Also, I think I'm sweating because it's a sunny day and you see a lot of light hitting my face. The house actually warms up when it's sunny and it's like above freezing outside. Alright, so I got a lot of room here. Just verify that the standoff's in the right spot. And I'll move you guys closer for this because it's kind of boring just looking at a case from the side. There, that should be good. Andy L, thank you for that super chat. Case standoff notification. I must mount the standoffs. Case standoff keep out zone. So that would be I don't even know. I think maybe this one and that one, but I'm not sure. Let's not make the newbie mistake of forgetting the back plate. Let's see. Top is that way. All right, that's good. I can just look at the motherboard here to look at the standoffs. So you have to take off this one, and then I think these two, because they don't line up. Maybe. Let's see what the comment says. Maybe you guys know. Jesse's saying to not install it in the case yet. I'm not installing it in the case yet. I'm just verifying that the standoffs are in the right spot. Actually, I was wrong. Those standoffs that are there are fine. So I don't need to do anything with them. Except maybe, no, that one's good too. Okay, I don't have to do anything. All the standoffs are in the right spot. That's just packing material. $65 people. Wow, welcome. Make sure that the triangle's in the right corner. Of course, I'm dropping sweat in it. That's fantastic. That is not what you want to do. Do not drop sweat into your motherboard socket. So now I have to get the air out of there. I'll be right back. I need to go get the compressor to blow out air because I don't have anything else that's suitable right here. Okay, I'm back. How many did we lose? 10 of them. I feel really stupid that a drop of sweat came off my nose and landed right there. Okay, that should be dry now. Okay. Triangle goes there. Right? Yeah. Okay. Okay, that's it. Cooling, for cooling, I just went with the stock cooler that comes with the processor in this case. And this has a pre-applied thermal conductor there, so I'm just going to use that. And it looks like I need to take off these, whatever they are. I mean, it has installation instructions here. Yeah, that's generic. That doesn't help very much. Because if you look at it, this has like hooks for a different type of cooler, and this cooler just has screws. Which end goes up? Well, we'll put the fan on the fan side. How about that? Does it say how much to screw it down? Pull my computer over here next to me so I can watch what you guys are saying. Yeah, no, Linus drops everything. I'm the one that drops sweat into the socket for the CPU. But yes, I did just drop it on the counter here. I don't know which slot goes for which for the memory. I might have actually had to put the memory in before I put the cooler on. It's overhanging a little bit there. Yeah, I should be looking at this. Take out the screws, put the screws in. So if I have two DIMMs, it's going to be in, it's not very clear from the picture which orientation. So now it's upside down for you guys, but I think it'll be in the red ones. So we'll put the memory in now too. Those are both snugly in place. And then here is the fan plug. Perfect. SSD, bulk storage, well, not bulk storage. So it's been a long time since I built a computer, and I've never actually seen an M.2 in person. So this is a lot smaller than I expected. All right. So that goes in there, and then the screw for that is in the box. What is it? Nope, the screw's over here. Okay. And then that needs a tiny screwdriver, which I brought my tiny screwdriver set. I bought this at Lowe's because it was on sale. Apparently I didn't put it away properly the last time. Let's see, this needs a Phillips one. Looks like that'll work. Something I was concerned about, like Linus Tech Tips, I watch them a lot. They'll do live streams and unbox the stuff in the stream. Wait, why is that not working? Oh, that makes sense. There's a standoff that needs moved. So I don't want to lose that screw. There's a standoff here that has to be moved. That screwdriver's too big. That'll work. That's good. That's good. I realize my hand's blocking the video, so you guys can't see anything, but it's kind of small to begin with. Okay, I'm surprised that worked. Okay. So we have processor in, heat sinks in. Just verify that the screws on this all feel snug. Yes. Memory's in, storage is in. Put away our tools so we don't lose them. Because, you know, nobody ever loses their tools because they don't put them away. Julius, no, this standoff for the SSD was in this hole, so that wouldn't work. It's too far away, so I had to move this standoff over to here. That's what I had to do. Pacific Northwest SciTech, yeah, I put it in the correct DIMM slots. I wrote about that Verge article, or video. That was the worst thing in the world, wasn't it? All right, everything's going well so far. I guess I should probably mount the power supply in the case and get the routed, because as far as I understand, some of the wires may go behind the motherboard. I don't actually know. We'll see. Oh, all sorts of goodies. I don't know that I really need any of that. All right, power supply. Important information. I can't read any of it. Yeah. Nobody ever reads those. I'm a guy. Now, it would have been nice to get a modular power supply, but in my case, haha, I made a pun, all of the wires that are ugly can just live down here, and I won't ever see them. I think the only wire I'll need is the 24 pin, and then, was this like a 6 or an 8 pin? I'm not sure. Whatever the graphics card requires. You guys are saying to verify it works outside of the case. That might take too long, so I think I'm just going to put it in the case and then we'll see what we get. I think that looks right. None of those, they're an up or down. I think it should probably be this way, so that this fan, there's a fan on the bottom of the power supply. The fan will interact with the outside air because there's a grill here. I think that's the way it should be. Presume that some of these will be for power supply. I don't actually know, probably these ones. And you guys are talking about using the cooling water from the spring for a case. Yeah, that's something that can be done. I think people have actually done a similar thing that requires digging. It's a ground source or a ground loop. They bury a ground loop of polyethylene pipe and then they pump coolant or water through it, and that dumps the heat into the ground, so then the water coming out is the same temperature as your ground, and then you can plumb that right to your cooler or a heat exchanger or something. You probably don't want to have water going through that's cold enough to condense water out of the air. Let's see. I think I can just leave those there. I'm not exactly sure which power cords I need. Okay, I need, looking at this, I have the 24 pin here, or 20 pin, I'm not sure which, and then an 8 pin there. So this is a CPU and 24 pin, and the graphics card. Let's look at what this needs, because I don't know. This requires an 8 pin. Okay. So in here, this mess, there's an 8 pin and a whole bunch of Molex and SATA power cables that we don't need. I'll try to do a little bit of cable management here. I'm sure you guys would yell at me if I didn't. Let's just get the right ones out that we need. We need that one and that one. And this is for an extra, so there's multiple configurable plugs. That would be for an extra graphics card, which I will not be using. And then these can all just kind of get tucked in here, where hard drives would go that I'm not using. All right. These are front panel connectors, or at least in my case it'd be top panel connectors. I'm not exactly sure what these are. These are new to me. So I know I will need at the top of the case, let's back you guys up a little bit. Now we're getting to the bigger stuff here. At the top of the case, I know I'll need CPU power, and on the side here, I'll need the 24 pin and then also something for the graphics card. It looks like the CPU one I can just stick through the top there, so it comes out above the motherboard. This 24 pin goes behind this cool red cable hider thing, and then that's for the graphics card. And I'm pretty certain pretty certain that all of those go at the bottom. Yep, I thought, so there's different headers here. I know one of them goes to the front panel. One of them would be apparently USB 3.0, and the other one might be a combination USB 2.0. Also, there's it's a USB-C, and there's also a headphone, presumably headphone microphone jack on the top. So now we can put this in the case, get our wires out of the way. Maybe those wires want to go through after the motherboard is in place. I'm not sure. Yeah. I can leave these ones, and this one and those ones will be easy enough to pull through after. This case does have 2 case fans in it already, so that should take care of most of my cooling needs. pull these through back through. Now I can put this guy in. Yes, I do have the IO shield in already, so I'm not making that mistake. There we go. All right, everything's lined up. Good. Now, some of these will be for the motherboard. M3 versus 632. I think they're 632. And Pacific Northwest SciTech is asking if I've considered installing an outdoor Wi-Fi access point. I have. Really, I think for my location, or for how close the turbine pit is to my house, I can just put another wireless router in my bedroom. Because when I built my house, I already pre-wired it with Cat 5e. I should have used Cat 6, but that was 2 years ago. I didn't really know what I was doing then either. You know, hindsight is 20/20. So if I put an access point in my bedroom, that should cover the turbine pit just fine. The access point that I have in my house is actually a Power over Ethernet Ubiquiti ceiling mounted unit. And it's mounted pretty much in the middle of my living room ceiling. You guys can't really see this, can you? Yeah, that's good there. So the Wi-Fi in the middle of my ceiling, and then I have 120 megabit internet. I don't know what my upload speed is. Maybe 20 megabit. Is that cross-threaded? There we go. And I can actually get full internet speed on my phone's Wi-Fi in the living room. So I can get 120 megabit internet through Wi-Fi on my phone while sitting on the couch. Okay, that's all of the motherboard mounting plugs. Now I have a little bit extra wire sticking out here than I need for the motherboard power supply. Alright, that's in and plugged in. Although it looks kind of ugly, so let's fix that. Let's see, it has to go basically backwards from where it is. Ta-da! All right. Now up on the top we have the CPU power supply. Assuming I can get it through the hole. That's what she said. These clips go on the back side. There we go. And then I guess we can put in the graphics card now, right? So make sure that the comments are still in line, guys. Magic Spam Dragon, yeah, I feel for all the people that have sketchy internet. I can't wait for SpaceX to get their Starlink setup done. I guess a cool thing that this case has is a front display mount, it looks like here, I think. So you could mount your graphics card right up against the face of the glass or close to it. Actually, it'd be more like this, I think. But I'm not doing that. Let's set it down. Let's not be a Linus. So take those out of the back of the computer. I'll get you guys closer so you can see. It annoys me when I can't see things. This is the cover on the PCIe slot. There, that's down out of the way. Except, okay, I've never done this before, at least in this case. It has a guard here. To hold a tab in for the graphics card. So this has to come out. And then also, I think I did the wrong ones for this. So let's take this one off. And we're going to move it up here. And now the graphics card can go in. A lot of you guys are probably laughing at me. I'm laughing at me too, don't worry. There we go. And it clicked into place. It's all happy and secure there. Except what did I do with the screws? Because I took these out. And I took the screws out so I could get it in there. And now I don't know where they went. Maybe I can use these screws. Yep, there we go. Had extra motherboard standoff screws, so that's just what I'm using because I can't find the other ones. I'll put them back in, put the right ones back in when I find them, maybe after the stream. And then this cover goes back on here. All right, which way did that come off? Okay, the screw holes are there. So it goes like that. So maybe this doesn't have the way to mount the graphics card flat, and I was mistaken. And I was mistaken, these screws here only need loosened up and you slide that up out of the way to get access, and then just close it back down. So I messed that up too. Graphics card power supply also doing that. I do not have any RGB, you guys might be asking. I am not a fan of RGB fans that much. I mean, they can look fine. Okay. I think everything here's done, except I still need to do... Oh, that light's pretty good. I still need to do the light for these connectors down here. Not the light. I still have to do those connectors. So I don't know if I have one of these ports. We'll just stick them through and then we'll see if it lines up with anything. Because that's the way it should be done, right? All right, now let's see if these line up with any of the plugs that are on the other side. All right, we have USB 3 that goes right in there. This is HD audio. So I think maybe this audio goes, there's an audio port on the back bottom corner down there. So I think that's where the audio goes. Pardon guys, I'm such a noob doing this. This is a fan header, so I can put that on the fan. That's the case fans, I presume. And then this is front panel. JFP1. So I presume JFP1 would be front panel, right? Because it's rocket science. Or brain surgery. Let's push that through on the other side of that USB cable. All right, here we go. I really hope that that sweat that I dropped in the CPU socket and then blew out will be okay. So I think this is for USB-C. Let's look at the case manual. You guys probably know, but it's faster to look here. Yeah, that's front panel. I'm not seeing it immediately here. So I may not have whatever that is. I think it's USB. Number 2 is USB 3.1 Gen 2 Type C. That's Gen 1, that's Gen 2. Okay. So will it work with just the Gen 1 and the Gen 2 is a separate breakout? I don't know. And then we also have, so we're not going to use this, and it has a cover. I don't think my motherboard has the right socket for that. So it doesn't have USB 3.0 Gen 2, Gen 3, whatever it is. So I won't be using that. And then this other one is audio, which I have to put on that one, but it's a little bit short, so I need to get some more wire. So we don't need that. We don't need that. And we do need this, but it needs to go further forward. That's not enough. So now I have enough wire to reach that. Can you guys see that? I think you can. All right, this audio port has to go down here. Ta-da! I don't think there's anything else really to do back here besides maybe cable manage these, but I don't even know if that's really that necessary in this case. How's that supposed to work? That sounds goofy. You can stick that down there, but how are you going to put anything here if that Velcro is attached? Let's see what the comments say. Somebody's asking if I have the CPU fan in the right spot. Oh, that wire can actually just go up there, and that'll be happy living there. I think we're done back here. He's asking if the CPU fan is in the right spot. Yes, the things that you saw me plugging in for the case, that was for the case fan. There we go. All right, let's put some power to it before I put the front panel on. Probably don't even need the back panel on to do that. Let me just find the power cable. See, is it in there? No. Is it over here? No. Then there? No. What does? Oh, it's right there. I'm blind. I'm a blind idiot. Not actually a blind idiot. I'm just self-deprecating. I have power right here on my island. So I plug that in and turn it on. Who wants to do the magic touch? I guess I'll do it. You guys hear the puppies? They're saying turn it on. Okay. Nothing. Okay. Let's verify that the power supply is actually turned on. Yeah, that'll help. Let's try it again. It is not doing anything. Now I have power. It's not even posting. Everything. That's plugged in, that's plugged in. What if the front panel is not plugged into the right thing, but it is? I don't know, guys. I mean, there's the... I'll pull it off and show you. JFP1, so that'd be front panel 1, right? And the ports on it match. That's USB, that's USB. JTPM1. Let's look at a motherboard and see which port it needs for power. Come on, give me a picture. I'm getting close. There we go. You see there, it just says JFP1 in the corner. That's the one that I had it plugged into. Let's look here. JFP1, front panel connectors. Yeah, that's what it was plugged into. And that's what this says. It says front panel. It's not doing anything. I know it's plugged in. I know the switch is on, and I have power to this port. So it could either be the cable, or the power supply, or I don't know. Why aren't you turning on? Like, I'm not getting anything. Turn the power supply off, turn it back on, hit the button, nothing. And yeah, there is the trick where you can just bridge the power pins. I don't know which ones those are on this case. Let me look that up real quick. Well, actually, it would tell me here, because it has a little breakdown. This one, yeah, I can just look at this. So let's see what this says is the power. All right. So we're looking for a power switch is going to be these two here on the end is power switch. And just verify, yes. So those two on the end, which matches up to those two there. Okay. So I should be able to short with a screwdriver these two pins and it'll turn on. Nothing. Nothing. Oh yes, let's verify that. Well, there is no 110 or 240 switch on the power supply, so I don't think that's it. Is it only a 110 power supply? I don't know. It may be, like normally there would be a voltage selector on the back of the power supply, and it is a multi-volt power supply. It might be auto switching. Maybe there's a, I don't know. Maybe there's a switch that's not on the back of it. No, that's French. Doesn't even say. It says you guys are saying power pins on the motherboard are 6 and 8. So I mean I don't know which ones those are exactly. But it should be these two, according to the pinout that I found. And if I short any of the other ones, it doesn't do anything either. So that's not it. It's not turning on. Is there a way that I can test the voltage or coming out of the power supply? I don't know. Stop. Joseph Carson saying stop. Those are all plugged in okay. I don't know, guys. Okay, it does have a little key there. I see it now. It's hard to see, but right here is the key for the power terminals, and I'm not getting anything. Let's verify that I have power out of this outlet. I mean, I should have power out of this outlet. I don't see why I wouldn't. Yeah, the fan's working just fine. It might be the power cable. That's the only thing I can think of, guys. I mean, it's on. Doesn't do anything. It's plugged in. There's no voltage selector, so I imagine it'll be auto selecting. It's not doing anything. That's plugged into the wall, and the wall has power. Let me run downstairs and get another power cable, just to verify that it's not the power cable. So that's the only thing I can think of right now. All right, I'm back. I got another power cable. This is a known good power cable. Let's try it again. Let's make sure that that's plugged in. No, it's not plugged in. Let's plug it in and see what it does. Okay. That's on, it's plugged in. Okay, so it's not the power cable, that's not doing anything. I can also short pins for the power supply. Whoops. To make sure that the power supply is outputting voltage. And somebody's also saying to take the motherboard out of the case and try it again. And I'm kind of tempted to do that. Okay. So let's try doing this. Let's see if we can make the power supply turn on. I don't hear anything from the power supply. It's not doing anything. So let's unplug everything and try to jump the power supply to turn it on. Somebody was saying jump the green wire to the black wire. Do you see a problem with that? I don't have any idea which one's which. Alright, we have to take the back panel off. So this turned from a computer build to a computer troubleshooting session. I'm sorry, guys. I wish it was just a build and turn on and run, but no. Alright, let's unplug the power from the power supply because we're going to be messing with stuff. I'm going to back you guys up so up a little bit. So this is CPU power, so I'm going to disconnect it. So that's not on anymore. So that's out, and then power supply for that. So there's no power to anything anymore. And I can jump 2 pins on the power supply to make the power supply turn on. We're going to try that. That's the only thing I can think of. Pin 16 to pin 24. I don't know which ones those are because they don't come labeled. 24 pin jump to turn on. Of course, they make plugs that do exactly that. I do not have anything that's really here to do that, but what I can do is I can put it in. No, that's not going to work. I don't have any wires up here, so let's just try. I have this tie wrap here. We'll try jumping it with a tie wrap. So according to pictures I see online, it's going to be this one and this one, jump to turn on. Plugged in and on, nothing. I may just have a dead power supply, guys. Dead on arrival power supply, that's odd. Like, I'm getting nothing. This is a Corsair CX550. course, I'm seeing different ways that they can be plugged in. Yeah, I'm doing it right. So looking at it this way, it's going to be these two pins here that I have to jump to make it work, and it's not working. I'll try something with a little bit better amp capacity. I have these hooked up, well, they're just jumpered together, and I'm not getting the power supply to turn on at all. That sucks. Let me take a moment and read through the comments just to make sure I'm not missing anything. Yes, I promise that it's plugged in. Guys, it's plugged in, it's on, and this is plugged into the wall on a known working outlet. So I don't know what it is. And I can check 5-volt standby is apparently one. I'm seeing a comment here that 5-volt should be on all the time through the standby. I'm not sure exactly which plugs those are, though. Okay. 5-volt standby to ground is, let's get this out and put it on volts DC. So it's plugged in, it's switched on. Just verify that you guys can see this. I'll put it up here so you guys can see. Yeah. And 5-volt standby is going to be this one to ground, which is top left. And I'm getting nothing. I'm not getting a standby voltage. The only other thing I can think of is maybe there is that voltage selector on the power supply, and like sometimes those voltage selectors are just in the middle position, and then you have to select which way it has to go. That's the only thing I can think of. But again, I'm not an expert. I don't build PCs for a living. Seems like a lot of you guys know a lot more than I do. I guess an advantage of having such a simple computer is there's only 3 power cables to it. So it's really easy to just take out the power supply. So I'm going to try that. Let's see what it looks like. So I can verify that nowhere on it is a voltage selector. It's a non-modular power supply, so there's no way for any of these plugs to be an issue here. I don't know. Let's take it out completely. Set this aside. Alright guys, just so you can see it, because I'm already set up here for it. That's volts. Yeah. There you go. 121 volts. So I know the cable's good. I don't know what to say about that. You can plug the cable right in. It's plugged in all the way. It's perfectly seated. And then on the power supply, I can try shorting that pin and that pin. But now it turns on. You guys see that? We got fan spin. I wonder if we had fan spin before, but I just couldn't hear it and I couldn't see it because it was in the bottom of the case. I don't know. I guess I could check some voltages. Let me get a drink first because I'm kind of parched, you guys. So we have fan spin. You see that? It's spinning. Unplug this here. Fan stops. Let's try to keep this really simple. I'm going to plug this in. Plug in the CPU power. That's good. And then plug in the graphics card. I don't know if it actually needs graphics card external power to power on, but it won't hurt anything to do it. And then we short, where's my screwdriver? Well, let's try the power button here. It's still plugged in. The power button's not doing anything. Let's try, hope you guys can see this. Try shorting these two pins. So it might actually be a bad motherboard. Because I can verify that the power supply is working. But I short these pins that should be the power switch, and it does nothing. It's firmly seated, so I don't know at this point. Let's see what the comments say again. Saying graphics cards are happy without power, so let's try that. Doesn't hurt anything. Again, nothing. No fan spin. Now you guys are saying remove the GPU and retest. So we can try that. And then you guys are also saying to, let's make sure that's off in case there's any power on it. Does that do anything? No, that doesn't do anything. The other comments are to remove the RAM and reseat the RAM. Still nothing. Oh yeah, it is off. You're right, guys. It won't hurt anything. Still nothing. I have the 24 pin in, and I have the CPU pin in, or plug in, and it's not doing it. It's on, it's plugged in, it has power. And I can also remove the RAM completely as an option, I guess. Let's see if that does anything. Like, I don't exactly see how removing things and trying it would do anything. It would attempt to do a power on self-test, and then it would beep if it failed something. And then you guys are saying check the jumper for the BIOS. I guess that's something else that I could try. I don't exactly know where that is. So let's look in the manual, see if there's any sort of jumper that needs adjusted. Because that could be it too. If you guys were curious, here's the two terminals on the power jump out or breakout that I was powering. It's the power switch there, those two terminals. Contents. Troubleshooting, we can just go to troubleshooting and make sure that there's nothing there. Let's use the troubleshooting, guys. Yep, power's on. Yep, they're all plugged in. Power supply's on. I'm not using the power pin, so I'm jumping it directly. Verify the CMOS jumper JBAT1 is set to keep data. I don't know that that would affect it powering on though. Test with another working power supply of equal or greater wattage. Well, unfortunately, this is the only one I have at my disposal, so that's not an option for me. I'm not getting any beeps at all, so it's doing nothing. The power supply is not turning on. And I don't see anywhere else that there's a jumper except for this one clear CMOS jumper, but I don't think that would affect it not turning on. guys. But apparently everybody's saying check the CMOS jumper, so let's go find where that is. I'm sorry guys, this is just as frustrating and, well, on your end I imagine it's pretty boring. Just as boring as it is for me. Nothing here is showing me where a jumper would be. Nope. CMOS jumper, I'm not. JRGB1. What's that? There's no jumper on it. All right, well, I guess the only thing I can do right now is just take it out of the case, like was suggested in the beginning of the stream, right? It's not too hard to do. Unplug those, turn off the power supply. Unplug the power supply. And then remove. Was it like 9 screws? The screw seems sticky, like it's not wanting to come out. Hope that's not related to an issue. And it appears that I did cross thread this screw here on the top corner. Let's see if I can get it out, because that's bothering me. I doubt that's what's causing the issue. We don't actually need that right now. Let's put the memory back. Well, no, we don't need the memory. It's not going to help anything right now. All right, turn the power supply on. Let's verify. Yes, that's on. Okay, I'll try turning it on now. Nothing. Let's see what the comments say. Again. Guys are asking if there are any LEDs on the board, and I don't see any LEDs. It's not doing anything. Power supply is not doing anything. It's got power. It's plugged in. It's got power through the cord. Somebody said to put it in the box. I don't really see how that will help, but I can do it just to make you guys happy, if in case the box makes it work. I don't know. I highly doubt that'll make it work. That's the way it came in, minus the anti-static shield. And then I can jump the power pins right here. Nothing. And I know those are the power pins. So maybe it's just a dead motherboard. The only other thing I could try, and you guys were suggesting, is to reseat the CPU. So let's try that. And yes, when I was assembling it the first time, I did drop a bit of sweat into the socket for the CPU. So that's probably like one of the worst things you could do. Why did it come out? Oh. It's a thermal paste. It shouldn't have come off like that, I don't think. Guys. So it could have been the CPU wasn't seated correctly. So we can try it without the CPU. Apparently it'll still do some sort of post without anything in it. And you know, I thought when I put that CPU in there, it was maybe up a little high in the corner, but I pressed it down and then I put the lever down and I thought that would have done it. So I don't know. That was it. See, I got fan spin now. And I got an LED. You guys can see that. The whole time, I was just a poorly seated CPU. Except now I have to get the CPU off of the heatsink here without damaging it. Of course, that works too. Let's just verify that none of the pins are bent now because I just dropped it. Yes, there is a bent pin right on the corner. This is like what not to do, guys. Don't do what I do. It's wrong. I need better light to fix these, so I'll be right back. All right, let's try this again. Turn off the power. Put the CPU in with the triangle facing the correct direction. Let's also not get any thermal paste on the pins, guys. Let me just clean my hands off first. Okay, fully seated, for sure now. And I'm probably going to have to redo the thermal paste because I took it off. I don't have any more, so we'll just put it on, and if it shuts down due to overheating, well, we'll just have to replace that at a later date. So let that be a lesson, kiddos. Make sure your CPU is seated all the way in the socket. Otherwise it won't turn on. There we go. Okay. Look at that. Isn't it beautiful? Okay, let's rebuild it, I guess. Good job, guys. Resetting the CPU did it. So whoever suggested that first, you get props from me. And yes, I'm excited when we get fan spin too. Because we're here, let's just do a test build in the box just to verify that everything's going to work. Because we're here. That's good. Let's put this the right way. And apparently I have to have it out of the box for this to work. And now we can plug in our case button the way it should be. And hit the power button. Everything's in and on except for the power for this. Now let's put it in just because we're here, might as well. It's gonna be like my longest stream ever. Okay, now I'm gonna hit the power button. Let's turn the power supply on and hit the power button. And we get lights. So yeah, everything's working. We got fan spin, we have power. Okay, now I gotta put it back in the case. So if you guys have been here from the beginning, I guess you could maybe go grab a snack to eat and come back in about 15 minutes after I have this all put back together. I imagine that's about how long it'll take. Which way goes up? Oh, that's right. Fan pointing out the bottom. And I have to find the right screws for this. What do you think, guys? Do I have a bald spot on my head? I think I'm doing pretty good for 32. At least in terms of hair retention. May not be doing any good anywhere else, but at least I have hair. Alright, we know the deal with this, guys. I need CPU, I need 24 pin, and I need GPU. So I need those three. The rest of these I just coil up and I stick in the hard drive bay. Perfect, out of the way. These can all go in after I put the motherboard in, because the motherboard is in the way for doing that. There, you guys can see that pretty good. Yes, I have the I/O plate in. that one standoff that was cross-threaded, I'm just going to leave it out. It doesn't really need to be there. Yeah, Alan Walker, I told you so. Good job. For those just joining us, I misassembled it the first time. The CPU was not seated all the way, but now it is. And the CPU not seated all the way will exhibit a nothing. It will exhibit nothing. Nothing will happen when you try to turn it on. No post, no BIOS check, no lights, no fan spin. Seat the CPU all the way and boom, you get something. If you want to watch other PC builds kind of like mine, but with somebody who knows what they're doing, there's a guy on YouTube called Carey Holzman, C-A-R-E-Y, and if you just type in an H, it'll automatically pop up, Carey Holzman. He does awesome repairs and builds like this. All right, these out of the way. I think I might have figured out how these are supposed to work. You should run the power cable behind them, and those go over top. So first I'm just going to do the 24-pin power. Plug it in the other side. And then that will just run, yeah, we'll put it in this one. And I am discovering these fan headers, or not headers, these fan wires that I did not plug in the first time because I am a rookie. Those will need plugged into the motherboard properly. And then here is the CPU power. It's going to run up over here. And we'll plug it in. Come on. There she goes. And then that can just go over here. It looks like there's a tie wrap for that. Perfect. There's more places to wrap tie wraps and stuff too, but I'm not going to use them. I don't think it's really necessary. And then this goes out to the graphics card, which I can put in. Spin this right round, baby, right round for you guys. If I don't get demonetized for that. Or copyright strike. And I did find the correct screws for these. They were apparently just laying right there. All right, that's in. Close this panel off. What else do we need here? Graphics power. Ta-da. Perfect. I love it. And we have USB. That goes right there. Front panel. Goes right there. HD audio is in the back corner. Like this on its side, so we can see it better. So you can see it better. I do have big hands, so building a PC is maybe not the easiest thing with such large hands. All right, make sure those are seated. That's seated. That's good. The CPU fan is plugged in. I'm just gonna let that hang out in the middle of nowhere. Geez, puppies, calm down. I'm gonna give the puppies some water. Hi, guys. All right, looks like we're back. I took that little break to plug the phone back in and clean up the countertop a little bit. Hey, let go of his ear. Sorry, the puppies are playing. And I put the case back together. The only thing you guys missed is I plugged in the two fan headers for the top fan and the side fan, and then I put the panels back on. Sadly, there's no lights to really see it turn on, I don't think. So I plugged it in, here was some juice, and then ta-da, we have fan spin. I don't know if you guys can see that. Is this stream HD for you guys? I think my stream is just... Why is it 144p? There we go. Now I can see you guys. I can see myself seeing. you guys. I guess what to do now is to unbox the monitor, see what it does. I'll put this guy over here. So I can set up the monitor. Fantastic. All right. This is the largest monitor I will have ever owned. So here's the progression of monitors for me. I had a 17-inch uh, 1024 by 768 or something like that LCD. And my work computer is a 1080p 24-inch, and then this is a 17-inch 1440p. So quite the progression. I don't do a whole lot of computer upgrades. I don't know why I opened the user manual. I don't need that. We can talk about computers that I've used. In 2004, I got my first computer, which was a laptop. It had a 20 gigabyte hard drive and 256 megabytes of RAM. And a square monitor. Yep, that popped off because I dropped it on the floor. That's fantastic. And then I moved up to a desktop, which I actually still have downstairs. It's 3,800 megahertz something or other. And then I moved up to one laptop for college, which died for some reason, I don't know. And then I moved up to another laptop in 2010, which I'm actually still using right now. It plays Netflix and Hulu on the TV, surprisingly. And then after that, I had a 13-inch MacBook Pro, which I ran Windows on. Didn't like that. It wasn't very efficient at all. The battery didn't last very long. And then I moved up to a, I wonder if this, no. And then I moved up to my current computer, which is an Asus, or Asus, however you say it. 13-inch netbook, ultrabook. I think it's an ultrabook. It's a fanless. It has a mobile processor. It has 8 gigs of RAM, 256 gigabyte SSD, but it doesn't have any power at all. And that's actually what I'm using to watch the stream right now. There we go. have to plug my laptop in because it's probably been on the battery for way too long. All right, display port to, let's turn this off. Plug it into display port. Guys, calm down. And then I'm also gonna do keyboard and, well, I don't have a nice keyboard and mouse, and the ones that I do have are dusty downstairs, but I had this sitting around, so I just figured I could use this in the meantime. Probably could have set this up before the stream, but I had a lot of other stuff to get ready. Let's show which way it goes. Yes, it does. And turn it on. All right, that should be working. And then because this motherboard does not have Wi-Fi, I have this 802.11n Wi-Fi adapter that I got for free with another computer. I'll just plug it in. It is going to live hardwired, but I don't have the hardwire right here to use with it. Why aren't you going in? Okay. Maybe I won't be using this. You guys see that? Does that look wrong to you? There's not enough of a gap. And if you look at it from the side, it's like the board is angled up. So something is messed up with this. Maybe later I will go down. I have another one. I'll run downstairs and get it. But let's see if it boots first. Contact. Come on, do something. There we are. Exciting, right? Come on. What? No signal? Might take a little bit to actually get to the BIOS. Hey, we have a flashing cursor. MSI! Yay. No boot device. Let's angle that up. Maybe that'll work for you guys. So that's good. We can try. I have on this Windows 10. Get the right way. There we go. I hope. Yeah, it's on. All right, let's try this again. hoping that it'll boot to the USB. If not, I'll have to go in and change the BIOS settings to boot to the USB. Bjorn's asking if you can use the audio from the live stream from the puppies. Yes, go for it. So did I mess up and just not press the any key like I should have? Why is this monitor turning off so easily or frequently? It's slow. Hey, look at that. Does our mouse work? Our mouse works. English, US, next. Install now. Ta-da! We got it working. I'm very happy about that. I don't have a key. I'm going to go online and buy one for like $30 from one of those places where you can buy a valid key for $30. I think you can upgrade with the key, whatever, so it doesn't matter what I install, right? Which one should I install if I want to do like, I don't know, Windows 10 Pro, just not Home? Or maybe Home is all I need. I don't actually know. I'm going to fill up my drink glass and... Bjorn says he has lots of keys. So fantastic. I can actually use one of yours. I will. So let's just go with Pro. I don't know what Pro N is, so we'll just go with Pro. I'm hoping this will install pretty quick. Either way, I can stand here and chat with you guys. Custom install, Windows only, yes. 500 gigabyte, yes. Copying Windows files. Okay, there we have it. So does anybody have any questions that I can answer while the computer's thinking about doing things? Well, luckily because it's a fast computer, it won't have to think very long, right? Except USB 2.0, that's what I have in the flash drive, is USB 2.0, so it's a little limited on speed. Reason I'm going with Windows is because that's what I'm familiar with. I do actually have a Linux computer downstairs. It is set up to run my CNC machine, but it's kind of a very small CNC machine, so everything that I want to do CNC is too big for it. So it just sits there unused. But I do have Linux CNC running on it. And it works pretty well. Also, I don't know if I use Adobe Premiere to edit. So I don't know if Adobe Premiere works on Linux. So that's one thing. And as for cooling, when cooling it with stream water, I could actually cool it with stream water. I'd probably use a water-to-water heat exchanger. So I wouldn't actually be plumbing the stream water straight through the CPU block. You could, but I wouldn't do it that way, no. In heck, when it's cold out like this, I could just put a fan outside and plumb a radiator outside with some sort of glycol that won't freeze, or well, glycol is an alcohol sugar mix, I think. And I'm most familiar with the Windows ecosystem for everything. And Windows, I know, will communicate easily with my computer, my 9 or 10-year-old laptop that's set up to run the TV. It'll work with my Drobo that I have set up to store a lot of my files, non-crucial files. So my Drobo, if it ever dies, well, I don't really care about those files enough to have a backup. And the Drobo has its own redundancy, so as long as I don't lose the house in a fire, then it's fine. Or tornado. Or theft. I don't think flooding would ever be a risk. Not at all. I live too high for flooding, and I'm on the 2nd story, and it's not near the bathtub or anything, so you'd have to try pretty hard to flood the Drobo. So Windows is going pretty fast. You guys see that? It's already in the 2nd stage of installing Windows there. Or whatever stage that would be. I thought about overclocking and all that sort of stuff, and I don't care enough to overclock. This is probably going to be 10 to 20 times faster than my current laptop. So it'll be fine. Christopher Wood in Shavertown, PA. I don't know where that is. Let's look it up. Kingston Township. That is on the other side of Pennsylvania from me. So hello from the other side of the Allegheny Mountains. Or the Appalachian Mountains, I guess it would be. Bjorn, you're in Iceland, or a Nordic country. Yeah, so I think it would be a Nordic country because you don't have a sun at the end of your name. And I only know it's pronounced Bjorn because my aunt had a dog that was named Bjorn. All right, United States. US keyboard, yes. Skip, 2nd keyboard. No, I don't have one. Let me run downstairs and get my other Wi-Fi adapter, and we'll get connected to my internet. I probably won't see the drivers for this immediately, so I might not be able to do it immediately. Yeah, it's not going to see that, so we might have to restart for it to see that. We'll continue with limited setup. Name, Joe. Joe. There we go. Password. I don't usually have a password on my computer, so we'll go with none. I know that's not the best way. And I'll change it later. What's this activity history? No. Decline. Jeez. No. No. No, I don't want any of these. No. Is that it? No, there's one more down here. No. Accept. This copy of Windows is straight from Microsoft. If you search for Windows 10 Microsoft download, it'll pretty much come with a page that you can download a file or a program to load Windows on that USB drive. This might take several minutes, maybe one. Let's see, my ice collection is going good. You can kind of see on my window there that there's some bare ground showing, and we actually had like a decent amount of snow that has kept the ground covered. The ice collection it's like over a foot thick, but it doesn't show up well on camera. Like I have some video for my ice collection that I have on my phone actually. Oh, there we are. I might just, yes, here we are. I have a mouse. I sometimes use on my laptop. Use it because I hate this trackpad. It's okay as a keyboard, but as a trackpad, it's junk. There we go. All right, display settings. I suppose we would actually need drivers for the graphics card, but we would also need internet for that first. Night mode, mobile hotspot. Let's go to Windows Device Manager and see if we have an unknown networking device in there. Yes, we do. Update driver, search. Okay, it says there's already a driver installed. Network. Hey, there we are, look at that. Just enter my phone number. No, if you know where I live, you can get on my Wi-Fi. What? I was just about done. Windows. No, skip. Okay. I don't think that actually connected the first time. Okay, it says we're connected. Let's see if we can download Chrome. Yes, we have internet. Download now. You know the meme about Edge Explorer. All he does is install or download Chrome. No, I don't want that. Run. Oh boy, my mouse is set up. Do you guys want to move closer so you can see this? I don't know. Should already be installing. Close those guys. UAC is asking about something. Yes. I don't know if I should use the stock drivers from NVIDIA or Gigabyte or whatever it would download on its own. Let's go to our live stream. Search. Hey, there we are. Oh, look, an ad. Thanks, guys, for watching ads and funding all of this. Now we're going to have an infinity display. No, I already have YouTube Premium. I don't need you. All right, let's see if we can change the resolution here. Nope, it needs drivers for that. So where's display adapters? There we are. Okay, it's not seeing it at all. I do have the monitor plugged into the graphics card, but it's not seeing it yet. So this one. Support. Hope this is fun for you guys to watch. Which one? Windows 10 download. Let's see how fast it downloads. It's saying 36, 32 minutes. Should be going faster. I have 120 megabit internet. So that might be a limitation of the network adapter, which is only wireless, and then I have wireless AC in the house. Or it might be a Gigabyte site. Their servers are not offering the drivers as quickly as they should. Let's see what the comments are saying. Comments are surprisingly quiet. So where did I buy the monitor? William Blackburn is asking where did I buy the monitor. I have a link in the description for this video if you scroll down on Amazon, and that's $2 cheaper than where I bought it at Newegg a week ago. So I bought it at Newegg, and now Amazon has it for $2 cheaper. Yay me. The Pi guy is saying use Firefox. I've always kind of been a Chrome guy. I used Firefox for a while, but now that I use like YouTube and Google Drive and all of that stuff, Chrome just has all of that integrated automatically. And Bjorn saying Edge actually isn't terrible. I wouldn't know. I've never used it. Travis Griswold, thank you for your kind donation. And it will work out well for me. So that driver is now downloaded, and it must have decided to go quickly. I can also do a benchmark, Cinebench R20. Now I did this. Where is it? It can't be found. I did this on my laptop that you guys see here, and I got a Cinebench R20 score of like 210. All right, well that's going. Maybe it'll work here. What do I click on? It's one of those stupid sites where I don't know what to click on. Okay, let's try this. Yeah, I know. It didn't just download from the Microsoft Store. There it is. Let's also get 7-zip, because that was a rare file, or an Express, sure. Download. Download. So now we got 7-zip coming in, so I can open up Cinebench. Actually, it might actually be able to load on its own, but I'll have 7-zip anyways. Bjorn's talking about Internet Explorer or Edge. And then he's asking if I'm using Ninite. No, I'm not using Ninite. Opening in 1 hour. Did I just install it twice? I hope not. Let's check the driver download. It's still installing. Well, things are growing quickly, so that's fantastic. Again, graphics drivers are down. Oh, there we go. High resolution. Since you guys are still with me, I will increase the zoom so you guys can see it along with me. That's still going. 7-zip is downloaded. Cinebench is taking forever. Let's try from somewhere else like FileHippo. I like FileHippo. They generally have things without any issues. I don't know if it's actually here though. No, they don't. It's still downloading from that other place. Restart required. No, I don't want a desktop shortcut. You know I might actually. Let's do restart later. You know, we're not going to wait for that. Exit. Close. Close. So we'll restart and we will have full drivers installed for the graphics card. And then Anthony is talking about disabling UAC. Yes, I do that. I haven't had to do it in a very long time because I haven't gotten any new computers, or even computers down at our hospital. I actually leave UAC on because there's people that don't know what they're doing on the computers. And really I've been lax on security down there, so that's not a good thing. I need to figure out how to lock down the client computers so they can't mess with them, but I'm not network or computer savvy enough to know how to do that exactly. Let's see, we got Chrome there. I have Cinebench on my laptop here. I can actually just put it on a USB file and transfer it over, since I don't have networking really set up yet. Downloads. There we are. Control C. USB. Control V. Okay, that'll take a moment. So I'm surprised that this stream has gone as okay as it has. Like, yeah, we had that little issue with the CPU not being seated all the way in its socket. And before that, the issue of me dropping sweat in the CPU socket. But now we're up and running with very few problems and very fast Windows installation. I was kind of surprised how quickly that went. I thought I'd still be talking here with you guys about hydroelectric power or something. All right. I have Cinebench on my USB drive here because I ran it on my laptop, and God, it took forever. We don't need that anymore. Let's go to our USB drive, Cinebench R20. I could be like Carrie Holzman and start doing computer videos. That's going pretty fast. Now it's slow. Well, they do that sometimes. Denim is asking if this is Windows 10. Yes, it is Windows 10. It's an unlicensed version yet. And one of my viewers says that he has some licenses, so he's going to give me a license for Windows 10. That's fantastic. I forget which one that is. I'll have to look back in the history and maybe somehow message them directly. Or if you just want to send me one to my email, that would work too. My email is malovich@gmail.com. I know, really creative, right? And Alan's asking that, or saying to set up an Active Directory and use group policy. Those are things that I've heard of but never actually used. This is for the hospital computers, so that's something that I do have to look into once I have time. Right now I'm waiting for plywood to get in, fire-rated plywood, so I can insulate the floors of the building here to pass my inspection here in, it's like 2 weeks from now. So like below where I am now is garage space, and between garage and house you have to have fire-rated building materials. So I bought fire-rated plywood. It's coming into a hardware or a supply store down the road, and then I'll have to install that. And I chose not to do drywall because I'm just kind of sick of drywall, so I was just going to do plywood, and then if I need to mount anything on the ceiling anywhere, it's not a deal or a big deal. I can put it anywhere. AD Lua Marchante Tello? I don't even know where that would be from. Saying that AD works well for something the size of a hospital. We only have like 6 or 8 computers, and they are connected to a server that's always on 24/7 for it's besides power outages, it's been on excuse me. Besides power outages, the server for our hospital's been on since halfway through 2015. So it's easily 4+ years. And don't tell anyone, but I haven't blown it out. It's probably got lots of hair in it. And then AZ, is that how you say your name? Is saying to download hardware info. Yes, I will be doing that. I don't know why I'm scrolling through and reading that. Maybe it won't let me close it unless I'm at the bottom. Is there something that I have to check on it? Can I just click on it? Oh, there's an accept button at the bottom. Okay, let's run Cinebench R20 and see what we get. It's going quite a bit faster than my laptop, that's for sure. And by hospital, it's a veterinary hospital. Single doctor, my wife is a veterinarian. A veterinary hospital would be clear for animals, like the puppies that I have down in the corner there. So single doctor, and we have 6 employees total, plus the doctor. And that's going to be 2 reception computers, a lab computer, an x-ray computer, although I don't manage that one. That's actually with the x-ray machine. And then there's a exam computer, and then our manager has a computer, my wife has a computer, and then I have a computer and the server. So that's 7 computers that we have running down there all the time. Oh, 8. There's an 8th computer that I have running for security cameras. That computer is 10 years old with a quad-core processor. I can capture 6 video streams on it concurrently, but that's it. And then I have to limit the resolution and the bit rate to be low enough to not clog it. All right. I'm sure while I was blabbering, Cinebench finished here, and it came out to 3,513. Although I think the problem with that is, have I not restarted? I don't think I restarted, so the drivers aren't actually running for that. It should be faster, right? Or maybe not. No, I did restart. Or did I? I don't know. Guys, did I restart? Martin Johansson, hello from Sweden. Or hello from America. She in Sweden. Yes, I did restart. Good. Could not remember. Can you guys see? I guess I can move the phone a little bit closer. Yes, I am streaming on my phone because I don't. Until now, I didn't have a computer capable of even running a stream. My laptop is just not powerful enough to run it. Let me put the legs in so you're a little bit shorter. There we go. Ta-da! You guys can see it now. Let me just back this up a little bit. That's better. All right. 3.4 gigahertz, 3,513, which is faster than a Ryzen 7 1700X 8-core. So that's good. Now, mind you, my laptop, I ran the same test on it, and it was only like 210 or 250. Let me see if I have. I think I saved a screenshot of it. I did not. Oh well. Yeah, my laptop is just not very powerful. Move you back here so you can see me now too. And then get the computer out of the way. And now somebody else had said to get hardware info. So you guys, why does it not have internet now? Come on, you did this previously. Did you forget? Okay, here we go. Let's get the portable one. You know, I've never actually used Hardware Info, so I have another benchmark that apparently people use. I've never ran benchmarks on computers before. This is user benchmark. Let's get rid of you since we're going to maybe be doing stuff with it. Yes, I want UAC to make changes. Let's get rid of that. I was downloading something. Did that finish downloading? Yes, it did. Hardware Info 64. We're just going to dump you right there. I don't need you anymore. I don't need you anymore. I guess run the full thing. I've never ran this before, so bear with me. No, let's just go with what we have that's running. Let's see what we have here. A lot of processor information. Are we supposed to look here for temperatures? I don't know even. Drive's working fine. B450 plus max. AMD Ryzen 5 3600. GeForce 1660 Super. Well, that's fine. Yeah, my CPU maybe is throttling a little bit. I'm not even exactly sure how to see that. I think performance? That doesn't have temperatures. What do I use for temperature readout, guys? I don't even know. Box of info on the right, scroll down for temperatures. Those look like core voltages. That's the two memories. Scroll down over here maybe. Sorry guys, I'm just being stupid. Get OBS and start streaming the screen. Then I don't have a way to show you guys that view, I don't think. I'm not seeing temperatures. Can I do it here? Memory, CPU, here's CPU temperatures. Current temperature is 38 degrees C. Is there some way we can get a chart of this? Maybe we should run it's running a benchmark now. I know this isn't exactly the best way to see what's going on. You can see it a little bit better. I'm just looking up to see if there's a way in hardware info to see what the temperatures are, and it does seem to have a way to manage that, or to show me the temperature. I'm just watching a little tutorial on YouTube how I do everything. Okay, that's easy enough. Well, it's still doing that, but we can go in here. All right, that's annoying. CPU, we can do show graph. Of course, we have to let it cool down a little bit. I don't know what thermal throttling would look like because we started that in the middle of a a benchmark. And it looks like we can do the different cores also, as long as they have temperatures. Well, yeah, here. That's the system temperature. What's VRMOS? I don't know, but we're getting a temperature for that too. We already have CPU. I don't know what PCH is, but we'll watch its graph too. No, this isn't exactly the right way to do benchmarking, guys. I suppose we could run this again. And then watch the temperature. And then IZ is saying Prime 95 for CPU stress test. Yeah, I could do that too. I don't know if I will. Now other people are saying Prime 95 as well, so. I guess 85 is a little bit high, huh? 86. Wonder if you guys can you guys read that? I don't know. Come on, where's the right button? Let's zoom out because that's crazy. Download, US, East Coast, yes. New folder. It does not like starting Prime 95. So we got 3,455 on Cinebench R20. Again. And then also I had this user benchmark running maybe at the same time. I don't know. It's not liking Prime 95, so I don't know what to do about that. I'm just gonna kind of ignore it. All right. I'll just delete it because I don't need it. I don't know that there's anything else really to do or say. I still have to get it set up. You guys are probably crooked too. So I still need to get it set up for what I'm doing, which is Adobe Premiere mostly. And I guess as a closing activity, I know you guys will like this. I saved it for last. I'm just going to unplug this because I need to move it out of the way. Until you guys down a little bit. Ta-da! That was fun. Okay, well, it was fun. Thank you to any of my... Well, you guys can't see me, huh? There, now you can see me. Thank you to any of my Super Chat donations. And anybody who viewed this, you guys are fantastic in my book. Wow, that's kind of bright. You guys see that shining on my face? Overall, I'm very pleased with this, except for me screwing up twice. But it still works. So future marks, I will consider doubling my RAM because I still have 2 empty memory slots. You guys are crooked. Straighten you out. I still have 2 empty memory slots. The CPU cooler might need thermal paste reapplied because I had to reseat it and messed up the thermal paste, so I need to get some more. I might get a better cooler for the CPU. We'll see if that's a problem in the future, though. I probably will redo the thermal paste anyways, because that's the right thing to do. I might actually, because I don't know, because it has a clear side, I might still do some LEDs. I mean, it does look pretty cool inside, right? I suppose it doesn't need this sticker, huh? There we go. So I might add some LEDs because it does look really cool. It's all kind of red and black. I didn't plan it that way. It just so happens that the motherboard that I have, that I got, is red and black, and that the case, well, I did pick the case as red accented black because I don't have a favorite color now, but I used to like red. So red it is. Other things, I don't know if this USB-C port works, so I can try. No, that would require messing with the camera, and I'm just going to leave it. So we'll try that at a later time. And I don't think there's anything else really that needs done or changed. It's just going to work how it is, and it's probably not going to be changed for another 5 years until I maybe upgrade to 4K. But even then, this is probably a good enough computer for 4K editing, minus the monitor. The monitor doesn't have the resolution. But most of my recording is 1080p. Like, here's my camera, and it only does 1080p. So there's no rush to do 4K editing, plus it's just going to take more storage space and time and that stuff. I might put a local storage hard drive in it if I start doing more gaming, because I finally have a computer capable of doing it. I'm probably going to need this space, but we'll cross that bridge when we come to it. Right now I've been working okay on about 100 gigabytes of free space on my laptop to do editing. So the additional, what would this be? 300 or 400 gigabytes of free space under normal use would probably be enough. Herbert's saying to do 1080p, I could record in 4K and then zoom into 1080p. Yeah, that's an option, but I don't know if that's really my style either. I just try to get it right the first time, and I don't do those dramatic shots where you like zoom in on somebody and then zoom back out just to emphasize and de-emphasize things. It's not really me. What else we got here? I could just download more RAM, yeah. And don't worry, Herbert, you saw I took care of that sticker. And then people are saying to get a water pump. If anything, I would get a really kick butt air cooler. But if I had to do a water cooler, it'd probably be what are they called? Like all-in-one coolers by. And because this is an NZXT case, I'd probably just do NZXT to make it match. Why? I don't know. The Evo 212 is a good cooler. Yeah, probably. I like the looks of that new Linus Noctua cooler that's all blacked out. That's really cool. And I have lots of room in here to do that. Alan's asking, how much money do I have in the PC build? Well, I don't know exactly, because I was dumb, and I think it was Alex Benz, a Patreon supporter, pointed out that on the list that I posted on Patreon, I had 2 SSDs, so here's the extra one, and that messed up my budget. Total all in, I want to say that I have around $1,100, and that includes the monitor, but nothing else. Because it was $1,200 plus I got this extra SSD that I didn't need to, and I need to return this because I don't have a place for it. This motherboard only has the one M.2 slot. Dupes 402, more vlogs coming. Yeah, I have some footage that I need to edit together. And I think that will be it for the stream, since it's been about 3.5 hours, minus that little bit in the middle where the camera got disconnected and then the battery died just as you guys are watching puppies. And I have to go pick up my kid from daycare in a half hour, so I have to get all this cleaned up so the wife isn't angry. Like, I got the table displaced and I got all this computer stuff out. The compressors up here and the boxes. So I'll take care of this, guys, and I will see you guys later. It was a lot of fun and stressful at the same time, sadly. So, adios.